Good morning to everyone. So I am actually Counselor BISWAS. So today the course is MMPH009. So today we have to cover up the block 2, the unit number 8 and 9. So block number 2, earlier session we have completed the 5, 6, 7 that already in unit. All these units are already completed. Now today we are trying to finish up the unit number 8 and unit number 9. That is our international compensation management, and unit number 9 is your internal career management. So first see the structure of the units, where it has been it contains the introduction, then your global compensation management, total reward systems, incentives, culture factors, different approaches, and compensation management of host country nationals, HCNs, and taxation issues. What are the taxation issues that we have to see? There are double taxation issues are there. So this is the structure of the units. So first we have to try to understand what is the compensation. So compensation is the remuneration received by the employee in return for his or her contribution to the organization. Employee has worked there, and based on this, he has to get some salary. So it is an organized practice that involves the balancing the work-employee relation by providing the monetary or non-monetary benefits to the employees. Compensation is an integral part of the human resource management, which helps in motivating the employees and improving the organizational effectiveness. It establishes a point at which the objectives of the organizations and employee meet. So all these basically the part of the theory or definition of the compensation remunerations. If the question is coming around, suppose for example, what is the compensation meaning, then you have to write all these points. Then global compensation management, that you have to see the global aspects. The most competitive compensation will help the organization to attract and sustain the best talent. If your package is good, your compensation package is very good, and it is very competitive compared to other companies globally, international levels. So, and all the industrial standards is fulfilled, then definitely people will start applying, people will attract these particular companies. The majority of global employers face significant challenges in the managing, delivering, and reporting the international assignee to the compensation data. So that is one of the challenge for the global employers, especially multinational companies, or so there is some sort of challenges are there. How to give a best compensation package to retain their employees so that the turnover of the human can be reduced. So that is all these things. The global compensation management policy should be in line with the overall corporate policy. So what are the corporate policy and your compensation management policy, that should be aligned. Now see the total reward system. The total reward system is a modern compensation strategy that incorporates a holistic view of employee remuneration. So it improves the company's reputations, helps in attracting and retaining the talent employees, which we have just now discussed. If your package is very good, company's reputation will be good, then it will help for retaining the employees will be easy. The total compensation package, which takes into the account the particulars of each location and the taxation and the exchange rate issues, because package are distributed in such a way so that what are the tax burden, what are the liabilities, what are the regulations that should be covered. HR manager needs to give the attention to the financial rewards along with the extent of the almost ignoring the non-financial rewards. So that you have to see some of the things are Non-financial reward. That I will discuss what are the non-financial rewards, because you have to open a factory in your Switzerland. So it is an additional features. The employee can go to what is sightseeing and all these things, have a look for the better countries, ideas, culture. So it is sometimes a non-financial rewards. You are posting such a good company in such locations. So companies can also adopt a strategy of giving the preferential treatment in matters related to promotions to the employees who accept your overseas assignment. Then expertise employees are generally compensated for the leaderships, for the hardships they face in the new country. So it is quite obviously you have to face some of the new culture, new environment. So definitely you have to compensate these things. What are the hardships are there the facing because of the new country? Then that is to be considered by the HR manager. The multinational companies usually try to maintain the purchasing the power parity. That is because the cost of the goods and the services vary greatly from one country to another. So that's why they are usually the maintain the purchasing parity. Neutralizes the tax differences, because one of the tax differences are there that has to be neutralized between the two countries. Certain funds deduct the tax and the employees would have paid in his own country from the salary of the employees. So that is one of the area. Foreign assignment allowances obviously has a more reward than a compensation for the hardships. It is a reward. It is a reward for the accepting subtle intangible difficulties like climate changes, then your language barriers, cultural shocks, etc. So it is generally administered in addition to the hardship premium. Although some people consider it the same as hardship premium, because you have to give us some premium which you are affording to cope up these new situations. Then incentive pay. There's a pay for performance. That is also important part, because incentive pay, which is also known as pay for the performance, rewards specific performance results rather than the number of hours paid at work. 8 hours, okay, it is defined, but rather even with the performance. So at the end of the year, end of the month, or in the quarterly or halfway, it has to be evaluated. What is the performance and that result? Based on this, he has to give you some incentives. So most contracting companies have a variable pay system, where at least part of the total pay is dependent on the performance of the executive. Now, incentive pay or expertise assignments are costly, and hence HR manager always keep their fingers crossed while observing the overseas performance of their executives. Because here actually there are two things. One is the individual performance as well as the reputation of the company, and not only that, the business has to be retained in the foreign country. So all together it is a three dimensions are there. You have to see not only individual performance, company's performance are also lying with this. So it is very it is also true that expertise failures are not very uncommon, because sometimes it has happened. That's why the HR manager is also very focused on particular this, what they are doing in their abroad, what they are doing in the foreign countries. Really they are performing in more. And if somewhere something is required, some impulse or guidance or any motivations, always they are ready to do this. Given the circumstances, it is imperative that the expertise should be encouraged to perform better by making a considerable portion of the pay contingent of their performance. So it is a continuous process. In fact, multinational companies do not mind losing the pursuit stream if the expertise achieves what he told to achieve for this company. So all these things are very crucial things which are the part of your, based on the circumstances you have to consider it. Now regarding the cultural factors, the local culture is of significant importance in the predicting the expectations of the employees as far as the remuneration is concerned. Because you see, with a new culture, you have to language barrier are there, plus maybe the different diversity, different religions problems are there. So we have to overcome all situations. See, in a geographically large country, say in India, for the case of India or the US, subcultures are equally important and should be carefully analyzed to design an optimum compensation structure. So that has to be considered. The compensation policies that may work well with an elite cosmopolitan workforce of a metro city like Delhi, they are actually, it's very easy because where the cosmopolitan city, there are different, that type of problem may not be arised, groupisms or maybe because of the politics are little less, because everybody are run up to their performance only and to earn the money for the future growth like this. So there, the composition policies may work well, because what are the policies we have? Really, everybody are willing to do these things. There should not be any conflict in future. Now, different approaches. Different approaches are commonly followed by the multinational companies is compensating their expertise employees are, because here actually we are all talking about the international HRM practices. So your subject is international HRM. So we are focused on the employee are in when they are in working in the other country. So balance sheet approach, host pay systems, higher up, home or host, then your cafeteria plan, lump sum payments, negotiation approach. These are different approaches are there in considering your compensations. Compensation structure of the host country nationals working in the host country, the local culture and practices, and the prevailing government rules or regulations are to be taken into account. So a problem often faced by the multinational companies in this regard is the ill feelings generated among the your host country nationals as a result of the disparity in compensation packages of the host country nationals and the expertise from the country where the headquarters is situated. So there is a problem always there, because they are getting high salaries, because their living standards are like these. So that has to be somewhere to be addressed very carefully and sensitively. The job a person does abroad can include much more than what he does at home, because there's a clear-cut distinguish some there. The job in regards to job and where the locations. If it is abroad, definitely in different angle you have to see it. Let us train in the favor of the flexible persons who are frequent flyers, because regular basis they are going to abroad, who travel on short notice for shorter time durations while maintaining their family and personal life at the home country location. That's your considered work-life balance. They can do it. This is also very now because those are teachers and the doctors. They can go there for a 1 month or 2 month job and then come there. Then again come back. Again after 1 or 2 months, again they go there as a consultant. They can also frequent flyers in the foreign country. In the short notice, they can go there. So there are some now the present going on. The trends are going on. Now coming to taxation issues. Double taxation is the systematic impositions of the 2 or more taxes on the same income. It has happened because income tax, one of the things, another is the asset, there is capital taxes, and the financial transaction, that are sale taxes. So it refers to taxations by 2 or more countries of the same income. You are earning the same income, but you are giving it 2 taxes in different way. In India also you are giving, and when you are pursuing the USA some job to perform the job, there also you are giving. So this is sometimes the issues are there when the government to government and some rules and regulations should be there. So it has to really take care. You have to wait. The matter has to be well taken by the management so that the employees should not be given a double tax. For example, the income paid by the entity of one country to a resident of a different country. Of the 3 types of taxations mentioned above, basically, so it is the income tax that is applicable in the case of exports. The double liability is often mitigated by the tax treaties between the countries because some agreement, some of the treaties there between the country can be sorted out. Tax treaties vary from one another to in terms of the content of the and the enforceability. What are the things that there? Because of that, this country to country is different. So India has comprehensive double taxation avoidance agreements. That is the DTAA, double taxations avoidance agreement is there with many countries across the globe. So India has a different countries, different agreement are there. Under the Income Tax Act 1961 of India, there are 2 provisions, Section 90 and Section 91, so which provide a specific relief to taxpayers to save them from the double taxations. So Section 90 and Section 91 to keep in mind, aware of all these sections, where it is written, how to clear the concept of about these income tax procedures. Section 90 is for taxpayers who have paid the tax to a country with which India has signed. Based on this, India signed. Suppose you are in USA, so definitely some DTA is there. So you have to follow these things. Or maybe you are in Germany or some other country, expertise are there. So you have to follow that DTA, which is the detail you accordingly have to amount has to be paid. Section 91 provides the relief to taxpayers. So there, what the way you can get the reliefs, that part is this. And who have paid the tax to a country with which India has not signed a DTA. So from the country, with the countries, there is no DTA, I mean the double taxation avoidance agreement is not there. That case, country has decided how much to be paid. Thus, the India gives relief to both kinds of taxpayers. So in case of India, both the cases give a relief. The USA has income tax treaties with many countries. The tax treaty is very complex, but it invariably has provisions to benefit an American living and working outside the United States. As per the Indian income tax rules, the residential status of the employee is important in determining the tax provisions that apply to his income earned outside the country, which we have earned from the outside. Under the section 6(1), 6(1), an individual is said to be resident in India in any previous year if he satisfies any one of the following. There are some list is there. Some conditions are below. You have to fulfill this, satisfy these conditions. One condition is he is India in the previous year for a period of at least 182 days. Second condition is otherwise he is in India for a period of at least 60 days during the relevant previous year and at least 365 days during the 4 years proceedings preceding the previous years. So this is the way it is mentioned there, some conditions. Now taxation issues. What are the issues? The resident individual is classified into there are resident ordinarily resident, that is in short is ROR, and the resident but not ordinarily resident, that is your RNR. Additional conditions are given, that is he has been resident in India at least 9 out of 10 previous years according to basic conditions that which you have noted already. Visiting the relevant previous years and so. He has been in India for a period of at least 730 days during 7 years preceding the relevant previous years. So many conditions and rule and regulations are depicted in the displayed in the notification different income tax rules. So if you further want to go in deep, you have to go through these rules. The scope of taxations in India on the basis of the Income Tax Act in accordance with the section 5 of the Act has been formulated. So accordingly it has all these things. Section 5 has formulated this. These all are related to taxation matters. Now, what are the questions are from the respected question from unit number 8, which we have discussed now. So define the compositions, discuss the details, the global composition management, and what is the total reward systems, and then the pay for performance is another question area. Then your compensation management approaches, there are different approaches are there that we have to explain, and what are the double decisions, that is the thing. So this is the way the unit 8 is completed. Now we have to proceed for unit number 9. So unit number 9 is the internal career management. Now it is a very very important area nowadays for career management. So this is the structure of the international career management. Where we have to go through, see the career development, what is the definition of this, and why is it needed, career planning, why it is needed, and how to achieve all these things, process, different processes are there, career planning, development, that we have to see, then career management, and advantage of the career planning. And lastly, what are the limitations? Everywhere some problem is there, some limitation is there, that part we have to see it. So this is the structure of the unit up there. Now see one by one the slides. Let's see first the definition and how it is derived. See it. Achievement of the organizational development, increased productivity and fulfillment of corporate objectives can be possible only if the employees of their organizations get a feeling of satisfaction and achievement and feel part of the organizations. It means altogether, the meaning is, it is briefing writing, this is the way. If you want to increase your productivity of your manpower, and it is align with your corporate policies and objectives, fulfillment of the corporate objectives. So it is possible, it can be possible if the employees of the organizations get a feeling. So employee has to get some feeling and they should get a satisfactions. Yes, what I am doing is for my country, for my company, it's more for my family and for my individual growth. So that type of feeling is required. So that's the point, the need for the career planning. The question is coming automatically, how it can be possible. So career planning is one of the, I can say that is one of the motivational factors. If you see after 5 years, the company or maybe your career planning, career path is such way after 5 years, you are will be a good manager, that positions will be, you can achieve. And that blueprint is there. You can foresee. You can see this, yes, after 5 years, one by one. Just like a ladder. Career planning is just like one ladder. Step by step you have to achieve. And one by one, when you are stairs, first, second, third, fourth, definitely it will give a tremendous potential, tremendous encouragement to get it. So career planning, really it is required. Otherwise, if stagnation will come, you have to stagnate. You cannot go further. So business environment of the today is extremely turbulent. As you know, lot of turbulence is going on economically, climatically, other way, attitude problems, cultural problems. There are a lot of fast problems. So it's all together is a loss, just like a turbulent. Every changes. In such times, individuals are finding it increasingly difficult to plan and then manage their career. So in this scenario, in this environment, it is like any human or any employees is very difficult to manage, to look after his careers. So that's why the planning is difficult. The question is, planning is very much. The traditional systems now has been replaced with the continuous learning and identity change on the part of these individuals. Earlier, 10 years or 15 years before, what was the priority? There, accordingly, that time it was maybe fit in that time. But now there's no way it can be fit. So identity has changed totally. Maybe you are a good student, sir. Maybe you have no particular the traditional systems is very good. Very you was a very particular topics you well, but now the changes. Because of the change, your identity is also likely to change. So continuous learning is very important. If you not learn, upgrade the things, upscaling is required, then you have to at par with the modern systems. So today's rules have been altered by the decisions, mergers, outsourcing, consolidations, and similarly the constant downsizings. As you see, most of the companies, they are in Twitter or some of the big companies, time to time they are reducing their manpower, cut down these things so that they can stable, the economy can be stable, or maybe future conditions are pressure on this, that type of stress are there. So that part is going on. So employees, on the other hand, frequently find themselves needing to reinvent themselves. But employees also, so all the time they are thinking how to survive the things. So always are in a changing mode. So handling the challenges of the dual career pressures as more women pursue in the professional and managerial careers nowadays. Some of the posts, some of the career where it was a monopoly earlier by the men. Now as women is also fast moving. So that is another challenge. So at the same time, it appears that the people's expectations of their careers are shifting. So that's why the expectations are also shifting. Baby boomers planning to retire in the next few years were more concerned with their jobs and the employer. So people entering the labor market nowadays generally the value the employment agreements, arrangements that allow them to have a more balanced work-life balance. So all these things are happening. So it is important that individuals know how to prepare for future jobs. So that's why it is required. You have to have a plan accordingly, and you have to change your plan based on the situations. Now, career development. So, career development is a selecting of the career. Individuals are expressing a part of their personality. 3 points are very important for the career particularly. That is your when the person is just hired and the mid-career and pre-retirement when your employee are almost 50, 55 years old, within a 4 or 5 years they have to go for the retirement. That time one of the important for the career things, how to utilize their manpower, expertise their experiences. That is one of the areas. In the mid one year and you're just hired, inductions, orientations, skilling process like this. So the term career development can be defined as a process, or basically is a process to enabling the employees to better understand and develop their career skills and interests, both within the company and if necessary after they leave the firms. So a career development system is a formal and organized process to achieve a balance between organizational workforce requirement and the individual career goal of the needs. So we have to balance in that way. Because we actually have to say on this career development planning, if the company should not think about this, if I train particular these persons, maybe after 2 years we will leave this organization. Let it be. But for that, you have to continue your development process. Let them go, no problem. So, that is the one of the features that should be in the organizations. But the goal of the career development, what are the goals? To improve each employee's present job performance. That is one of the things, very important. Preparing them for the future job options, because maybe after 2 years we will be assigned to the new jobs. You have to plan accordingly and prepare them as a reserve force. You have to be ready for these things. Ensure that organizational objectives for a dynamic and effective staff are met. So all these conditions are required for the career development purpose. Goal or objectives, you can see. So this is one of the diagram is there. That is your model of the organizational career development, where you see the individual and institutions. Individual career planning, one of the things, and from the institution point of view, another this is career management. Basically, your career planning for the individual purposes, and this side is your career management. The career planning can be defined deliberate process through which someone becomes aware of the personal skills, interests, knowledge, motivations, and other characteristics, and establish the action plan of the achievement for these specific goals. Now, the need and the opportunities of the individuals and the organizations can be matched in a variety of ways. Third point is your career planning essentially means helping the employees to plan their career in terms of their capacities within the context of the organizational needs. It is a discovery of the development of talents, because through this way you can discover some of the talents or potentiality, where the potential area you can develop, and plan for the deployment and redeployment of the talents. The need for the plan for your employee's career, because there are both economic and the social forces are there. They need pay a greater dividend, because it will give a greater dividends. They rely upon the changes of the or something outside requirement. Moreover, the too many employees retire on the job when there is no managerial concern of the proper career progression. So you have to take care of that area when the people are retiring, or maybe at a time there are one group of people are retiring. Maybe at the time of recruitment, when they have hired this in the company, maybe particular year and particular month. Now we have to take care when they are in 60, that backbone will be there. So you have to plan accordingly so that the backbone should not be clear. Always some of the career path prepared so that it should be automatically get filled. Some progressions, career progressions. The changing social and economic environment, the growing work expectations, and the aspirations of your employees, career planning is now regarded as an essential prerequisite for the effective man management, organizational growth, and your outcome productivity. Now, some of the advantage. Let's see what are the advantages of the career planning. It is increasing the utilization of the managerial results within the organizations, ensuring the performance of employees at the satisfactory levels and meeting their needs and aspirations for the growth, reducing the employees' turnover, but the lack of promotional revenues sometimes. So this is one of the advantages. So you can reduce the employees' turnover when people will not go, retain there. They can happily work, maintaining and improving the motivation and the morale of the employees. That is one of the advantages. Then your objectives, the purpose and the objectives of the career. What are the objectives of the attraction and the retention, as we have said several times, of the right type of new persons in the organizations, mapping the careers of the employees in the organization suitable to their ability and skill, and the willingness to retain in the development of higher positions. So better use of the human resources, more satisfied and productive employees, and more fulfilling careers. Number 4 is reducing the employees' turnover, and the absenteeism definitely will become less, and having a more stable and satisfying workforce. We will get some stable workforce, increasing the utilization of the managerial results available at all levels in the organizations. Improvement of the morale and motivations, the overall achievement of the organization's development, and your ensure the men and women promise are given in a sequence of the experiences, etc. There's a lot of things. Provide the individuals with the guidance and the encouragement. These all are they need. Basically, the career planning is an individual's responsibility, and however it is the organizational context, it is the organization's responsibility to guide and direct the employees to develop and utilize their knowledge, abilities, and resources towards the organization development. So the organization was really concerned whether the new job was really what the individuals wanted, and the individual had very limited control over the career. This is all basically the responsibility. When we are talking the responsibility, it is individual responsibility, and some of the organizations are giving some as a tools, as a aids, or I think the environment can give, but some policy. Basically, ultimately, there should be good policy. Organizations are becoming the concern about whether the individual's abilities and needs are really matched to the job. So that is the one main concern about this. So many organizations consider it the responsibility of the employees themselves to plan their own careers and train and develop themselves to acquire the necessary merits for advancing to the higher positions in the organizations. The organizations may provide them some guidance, and in that case, suppose some of the employees are very career making, they are doing a good job. You have to encourage them, motivate them. At the same time, you can give a guidance or may require you can counseling the planning for their careers. Now, some of the process. What are the process for that? There are two components of the career planning. The one is a career development program and career planning activities. First, you have to see that what are the programs and what are the activities within the programs. So, career development involves three activities. What are the activities? That is assisting the employees in assessing their own internal career needs. Sometimes the employee cannot be believe or cannot be trust on him. That motivations, self-motivation are not creating. You have to give us some environment so that they can assess they can evaluate self-evaluations for their needs. Developing and publishing the available career opportunities in the organizations, then aligning the employees' needs and abilities with the career opportunities. So there's some of the activities are there. Now, internal career assessment is another thing. Person's career is highly personal and extremely important element of the life. So HR manager may assist and the employee's decisions making process by providing much information. As I say, the HR manager has to give us some of the support, especially support systems, or it may require more information is required. He can collect possible data can be supplied to the particular employees, those who are really interested. Considering their interests, skill, aptitudes, and the performance. Career opportunities. Identifying the career paths and the techniques of the job analysis may help the discovering the multiple lines of the advancement to several jobs in the different areas. Then employees' needs and the opportunities. So personal needs and the organizational career opportunity to be aligned. As several times we have discussed, so everything has to be aligned with the corporate policies, corporate objectives, company's mission, whatever. Some of the process and the activities. The process of the career planning involves some of the steps are involved. Which are the steps are there? Preparation for the personal inventory of the organization. First, you have to see the inventory or human inventory. Then building career paths or the ladders for the various categories. Then locating of the identifying the employees with the necessary potential, those who are really potential persons. Formulations and the implementation of the suitable plans for training and development of persons for different steps of the career ladder or paths. Maintaining age balance while taking the employees up to the career path. Age balance is very important. Then review of the career development plan in actions. So last phase is your review before start the actions. Then inventory in an essential prerequisites for the successful career. So inventory are important. Should be prepared in the to provide the following informations. So within the inventory systems, what are the information? That is the main things. So organizational setup and its different levels. What are the setup and the different levels? Just to see. The existing number of persons naming your organizations. Types of existing employees, their status, duties, qualifications, age, aptitudes, abilities, and to shoulder a added responsibility. Whether the existing manpower is short or the surplus that you have to see. So all are purpose of inventory, because inventory where should be transparent, you can have a pictures, view. All the categories you can easily assess. So number of persons required in the near future. So all these things in the inventory chart or inventory informations are to be clear, and it should be updated figures is required. Updated. Now utilize the management control techniques. This is another issue. Perform the performance appraisal systems, merit rating, everything are different tools are there. Periodically, you have to evaluation and the merit rating of the employees is also necessary for proper planning and for manpower and the career employees in the organizations. The identification of a group of employees who are already fit and ready of further training to accept now. Then the identification of a group of employees who have the potential to take up added responsibilities. Then here actually we are talking about the how to control the techniques. So that's you have to identify the things. The group of employees who may have the capacity. And something you see here actually you have to identify who are really interested, who are not really interested, but they have the potentials, they have the knowledge. But different categories of people, you have to categorize the things, and based on this, you have to prioritize the things. Those who are not motivated, maybe the motivation only required. They have a talent, know everything. So that motivation dose, you have to give that medicines you require. You have to prescribe the thing. Based on this, you have to control is required. Control techniques based on this, you have to prescribe the things. You can character what type of characters things. And accordingly, you have to. If mentoring is required, or training is required, or some skill is required, you can very easily you can scan the things. But the scanning will be very important. Then about the findings based on these personal appraisal and the merit rating emphasize. This is emphasize the importance of the next steps. As I said, based on these, you can have it will be just mirror. You can have it take the decisions very quickly, and it will probably process the career planning as it is. And the further needed for the training and development are really required or not. So, the essential part of the things are designated grids. And another advantage is there, you can accordingly plan your training and development programs. You can plan what type of module should be there, how many days should be required for this training purposes, what type of topic should be there. Really required the higher faculty should be hired from the expert faculties required or not. Internal faculty's capacities, how much is there. So all together we can have it, you can formulate all these things. Then accordingly you can implement the things. The emphasis may be on improving the technical skill of the skilled workers, handling the machines, how to handle the machines, technicians, and also the shop floor supervisors. And on acquiring the improving leadership qualities, human and your conceptual skills for the senior supervisors, executives, and managers. So everywhere you have to see, you can segregate how many human skills or technical skills or maybe some of the operational skills. Accordingly, you can have it. Some distribution can be there. Which group is required more, which group is required less, the manager levels, top levels, middle levels, bottom levels. Everywhere you can plan accordingly and make a program. Now, age balance and the career paths. That is one of the things. There is a need to accommodate when those are the same level of supervisory and the managerial hierarchies. Because you see, those who are promoted direct recruitment at every level should be must, because when you are joined, maybe that time that education level, that skill level was not there. By the promotions, now they are coming in particular levels. And the fresh recruitment is there. They are more motivated employee, more educations, more technologically they are more sound. So, and those who are coming by the promotions slowly. So there are some of the levels are likely to be differences, but they are in the same position. So that is the balance as equal. You have to keep some of the experienced person also, and you have to see the new generations technology, new knowledge, or has to be some of the convergence as equal. So about the employees' feelings of stagnations or demotivate at the early stages in their careers to take care of these things. Otherwise, what happens? They will start thinking leaving the organizations. So new generation, when they are joining in the particular company, those are fresh. Maybe they are talented, educationally good, highly educated, know the latest technologies, everything. But if the situation was not there, some stagnation is there, they are seeing the earlier their position are already stagnated, so they are not motivated. So that case, what happened? They start thinking to leave their organizations for the better prospects. So that's why it is everywhere, every level, every positions should not be vacant, and so clear all the levels promotion policy should be there. If someone is stagnant, then lower level employees will be feeling some fear. They will feel anxiety will come. So review of the career development plan in action. The career planning is a continuous activity for the organization's annual evaluations is desirable, and whether the career planning is actually serving the corporate objectives or not. It is an effective utilization of the human resources, is one of the area. Matching the employee abilities to the demands of the job and needs to be rewards of the job. Some of the questions based on this it may come for the career, then for the career planning part. Then based on the questions we can see. Suppose for example, was the qualification of the existing employees correct? So you can get some answer from that. Are the job description proper? Really I prepared or not? The description is good or not? Because most of the time, during the recruitment time, most of the cases the description, job description was not correct. Because of there's a wrong, the selection is also wrong, erroneous. And when they are putting this, so what is the purpose behind it? To perform the jobs, it may or may not be fulfilled. So that's why the description is very important. So it should be proper. So you have to question yourself, the job description is proper or not before the finalize your career planning or development process. So there is so many questions. Based on this, you can get the answer, try to get the answers and fulfill. Counseling. So counseling is another aspect. It is another approach. See the opportunities, and this might become the available objectives of the career counseling as some of the things leveling the individuals to study the immediate and personal world in which they live. So that you have to encourage them. Providing the normal, mature persons with the guidelines to help the understand the oneself more clearly, then achieving and enjoying the greatest personal satisfactions. Then you are understanding the force of the dynamic operating systems, that you have to understand the things, which type of dynamic systems or forces are there, and based on this, that type of clarifications and counseling is through this counseling only it can be clarified. Then internal career uh, where you can see the combination of the organizational planning. When you are managing the things, means you are combining the planning and the active management. Once from the professionals is known as the career management. Basically, the combinations, organized planning and active management. So planning is one of the things, and the active things are their activities basically. So when you are clubbed, you have to manage the things. That is a career management. So work-life balance, goal completions, then your financial security are all outcomes of the successful career management. So what are the outcomes? Then you can say the work balance, yes, goal has achieved, its completions, and financial security is there. So then you can say the yes, the successful career management. An ongoing process, because the career management is an ongoing process, preparing, implementing, and the monitoring the things for individuals and as well as for the organizations. Some of the it has been figured out. Some of the statistics is given 87% of the millionaires and 69% of the other professionals. So it is some of the talent building some internal talent pipelines based on these. There's some statistics given. Different authors is given like this way. Then your Gallup, 2016 years, give me some of the figures, figure it out. And CCI consulting, they are also figuring out some of the things. So there are different authors are given based on the survey. They have to give you some of the important things. Now, role of the management in today's environment. What is the today's environment? No employee can leave this task entirely in the management. Career planning for the employees. And your role of the career management, that is another issue. Then where the career planning, the person comes to know in the advance. And then your career planning is participative. It is the improve the morale of the organizations. The future improvement will be more systematic, because that is all of the area you can advantage of these things. If you have a good career planning, new entrants will understand the company and their jobs, their futures. Then workforce will become the more stable. Employee are surveyed the abilities, attitudes, and this well-designed career plan is able to the better. All are the advantages. Being an integral part of the human resource planning and your corporate planning contributes towards the individual development. So many areas and advantages are given. So from the advantages, you can easily understand how it is important for the career planning. That is the thing. And some of the limitations there, because you see in any important things, always some of the problems there, how to implement the things. There should be opportunities for the vertical mobility. The career planning is not effective management techniques. The growth expectations of the members of families in a family concerns in India, especially, everybody are very fast because they want very fast. Expectation is so fast. Yes, sometimes it is some of the hindering, basically limitations. Career planning may not be so effective if it is attempt or for the period of exceeding the decades. So it may not be effective. So that is also to be seen. The planning should be very up to date and upgraded. Then only you can have a good things. Then political interventions, obviously some favoritisms, then your nepotisms are also there in the promotion times. You can get some talented people. Reservations and other issues for the seat backward classes and the scheduled caste. That's why it is difficult to systematic career planning sometimes difficult. So talent is selected, but because of that he has not particular that group. So it may be a problem. So this is the way things are there, and some of the important questions are there about the career audit, explain, model exercises. So this is the sort of the questions. So okay, thank you very much. Now this way we can conclude the sessions. Thank you. Namaste.